Howdy folks, my name is Magnus Booner. If you like beer, food, travel, or the outdoors, please subscribe to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make German, or more specifically, Bavarian pretzels. I'll be right back after this intro.
Prost.
First, check out my naughty naked lady beer bottle opener. So you'll notice in this video, my hair is a little longer here than it is when I'm making the pretzels. That's because I had some software issues. This usually doesn't happen to me. Are you having software issues? Dr. Magnus Booner has exactly what you need. You need Booner pills. That's right, Booner pills. Booner pills will give you the lift you're looking for. Here, give it a try. If you could be so kind, please leave me a comment down in the comment section. Because of the YouTube algorithm, it'll help this video get more views. Cooking videos are typically my favorite to make, and they also typically get me the least amount of views. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make German pretzels. I've done a bit of research on Bavarian pretzel. When I say research, I mean traveling around southern Germany, drinking beer and eating pretzel. Here is a picture of young 26-year-old Magnus eating a pretzel in the beer garden of the Augustiner Beer Hall in Munich. Here is a pretzel and some Leberkäse, which means liver cheese, but it's not made of liver or cheese. It's Bavarian meatloaf. Here I did pretzel research at the Hofbrauhaus in Munich. Here is some more pretzel research at the Augustiner Beer Hall in Salzburg, Austria. Though it's the same Augustiner name as the brewery in Munich, they're not related as companies, just historically because of Augustiner monks. This was a very special pretzel that I ate at Kloster Andex. It's a monastery brewery outside of Munich. So I'm a firm believer to get the proper texture that you need for a true Bavarian-style pretzel, you have to use lye. The German word for the family of rolls and breads that are pretzels is literally lye bread. Lye roll is what Google translates us to.
Laugengebäck.
Laugengebäck. In Bavaria, they call it brez'n. In Germany, they call it a Brezel. In America, we call it a pretzel. I don't like most of the American pretzels, and I'm often disappointed because they're soft and squishy on the outside. I love the crunch of a real Bavarian pretzel. This is my food grade lye that I use to make my lye solution. In the kitchen, I'm going to tell you it's a 3% lye solution, but I just checked my notes. It's actually a 4% lye solution, or 40 grams of these lye granules to 1,000 milliliters or 1 liter of water. When you mix that up, you're going to have an exothermic reaction as hydrogen ions get liberated. I think I'm saying that correctly. Regardless, you're going to mix that up in a stainless steel bowl, and the water, the liquid's going to be hot when you're done mixing it. I recommend you do it early enough so that it's cool when you actually dip your rolls in it. When you're mixing this up, it is key that you start with water and then whisk the granules slowly into the water. If you do it the other way, when those hydrogen molecules are liberated, it can create some gas, and it can cause some bubbles, and it might cause a dangerous situation. So you always add the lye to the water, not the water to the lye. Don't let any of this scare you. I've literally been working with this stuff for 16 years at work, and I've still got my eyeballs, and I have no scary chemical burns. I've gotten it on my skin before. Never gotten it in my eyes, but you just rinse it off with water. I will say though, as it says right on this, it is dangerous. So if you hurt yourself, that's not my fault, and it's not YouTube's fault. It's your fault. But hey, don't be a pussy. Cook with lye. Well, I've talked to you enough. Let's make some pretzels. Since this is actually a German recipe, everything's in grams, but that's not a problem because I have a gram scale. We need 250 grams of water. Next, we're going to need 5 grams of sugar. I like to use this raw or turbinado sugar, mostly because it's fun to say turbinado. We're going to need 21 grams of fresh yeast, or 7 grams of active dry yeast, which is 1 pouch, or 5 grams of instant yeast, which is 1 3/4 teaspoons. Now we'll just stir that up. Now, we'll scale out 500 grams of bread flour. So this is a real simple recipe. It's just 250 milliliters or grams of water, 1 packet of active dry yeast, and then 5 grams of sugar. And I mix all that together. And then I've got my salt and my 500 grams of flour. So now I'm just going to mix that up with my hands. Now we'll just add this water, sugar, yeast mixture into the flour. We're going to mix it up, then we'll knead it for 9 minutes. We're just going to turn this out onto this board now to finish kneading it. Okay, we kneaded that for 9 minutes. Now we're going to form it into a nice ball, and we're going to rest it for 10 minutes. This is some clarified butter. You can use regular butter if you got it. Since we're going to use sodium hydroxide or caustic on these pretzels, that would be kind of hard on the coating of this pan, so I make sure to grease it extra liberally to protect it. Alright, this guy's been resting for 10 minutes. Now we're going to divide it into 8 pieces that weigh approximately 95 grams. So as we're doing this, we'll roll them part way, and if they get stubborn, we'll rest them for a bit. That'll relax the gluten, and we can work them some more. They're always a little thicker in the middle than they are on the ends. That's a rule. Typically, I roll, stretch, rest, roll, stretch, rest a total of 4 times, and then I shape them into their pretzel shape. Okay, now is the most important step of the pretzel making, and it's actually a step that scares the faint of heart. Now I'm going to take a 3% sodium hydroxide or lye solution, and I'm going to dip these pretzels in them. That is going to denature the proteins on the surface of the pretzel, and it's what makes it crispy and crunchy on the outside and so soft and yummy on the inside. Some people think you can do this with baking soda. I've tried. The results are not that great. You make a solution with baking soda, it's got a pH of like 9 or 10. This 3% lye has a pH of like 12. So I'm going to need some proper personal protective equipment, or PPE. Ditch those glasses, put on the old safety glasses. These are PVC gloves. This is my lye solution. I mixed this stuff up years ago. Unless you get it real grungy with stuff, it really doesn't go bad. Now I've got my very well buttered baking dish. Those just get dunked in there. Oh, uh-oh. This is pissing me off is what's going on. We are fucking up this first one. Okay, well that's number 1. Let's try again. We're going to take it, we're going to submerge it completely. And then right onto the baking sheet. We're going to hit them with just a little bit of this nice Mediterranean sea salt. These have been proofing for 20 minutes. It's time to go in the oven. Alright, it's been 25 minutes, and I have deemed these ready to come out of the oven. We'll pull them right off here, put them on this cooling rack to cool. Now, one quick thing I need to mention. If I actually knew what the hell I was doing, I would have sliced this across the front to control the cracking before it went in the oven. That's how that's supposed to be done, but I forgot. And those are hot. Okay, it is my favorite part of any food video, the part where you taste it and talk to the camera. But first, I gotta refill my beer. It's a thing of beauty. Some folks like to eat mustard on their pretzels. Some folks use a cheese sauce. I like to do it like they do it in Germany. This is made of bread. What do we typically put on bread? How about butter? It'd be butter with chives, I believe, in Bavaria. Just look at that beautiful pretzel. Butter oozing out of it. It is heavenly and crunchy on the outside, chewy and soft in the center. I tell you, I'd rather be eating this in Bavaria or on the streets, maybe even in Berlin. It is so crunchy and lovely and salty on the outside, soft and bready in the middle. Get a unique flavor from the lye. Well, hey, get yourself a 6-pack of Pilsner. Drink it all in one sitting like a professional, and make yourself some pretzels. You'll be really glad you did.